Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MT Talk videos where I share my contemplative insights spontaneously as I walk in the morning. So these are unscripted, as is the flow of thoughts based on my understanding. Um, so today I wanted to touch upon a topic about why people don't feel content, don't feel happy, and they always, or for most people, most often, they always feel a sense of lack of something. Something is missing, or there could be more. So this unhappiness triggers from a bondage that we have created for ourselves inside our heart. And this bondage comes from one feeling that I always have less than most people that are around me. So you compare your life with the life of people around you, whether it is friends and colleagues, relatives, and other people that are seemingly successful that you compare yourselves with. So then you start to kind of benchmark yourself against your own parameters in your mind, that only if I have this much money, these many assets, this kind of status, this kind of image, this kind of designation, this kind of car, this type of house in this type of neighborhood, then I feel I'll be worth something, or I will have that sense of confidence if I am as good looking as some of these friends, colleagues, relatives are, or if I have fair skin, or if I was born in a rich family in a developed country, or if I had a lot of political or social contacts to get my work done easily anywhere, then I would have felt that I am confident, or my self-worth is high. So these are all the myths that people have formed in their heads, which they use to define themselves and then equate their happiness or unhappiness because of these reasons. So let me tell you this: you will never ever be happy if you keep comparing your life with others, because it's always going to be a moving target, and the mind is always going to bring up something which will always seem bigger, better than what you have. So don't fall into that trap. Understand clearly, what is it that defines your self-confidence? What is it that defines your self-worth? What is it that triggers your happiness? And what's the difference between happiness and contentment? This is a very, very subtle but very profound topic with differences in each of these things that I just talked about. Happiness is triggered by the fulfillment of a desire, a desire that you may have in your mind, where you wanted to buy something, and you didn't have enough money, but now you have the money and you bought it, like a fancy car or a gadget or anything else, and then it gives you a sense of happiness because it's triggered by the fulfillment of a desire. Contentment, on the other hand, is a state of being which is independent of any desire, which is a state where you are just happy and unapologetically accepting of your current situation without comparison, right? So just happy with what you have and where you are. So you're not attached to a status, title, designation, amount of money, kind of car, type of house, who you know, any of that. You have just learned to be happy with who you are, no expectations. So contentment is that state of being from where you don't compare your life with others' lives, right? And that is where you come to an understanding that, you know, I will try and change the things that I can. Like you can go ahead and acquire some more skills and capabilities, maybe get a better job, or find a way to add additional income uh, to your cash flow and to your livelihood, or uh, try to learn a language, try to be more proficient. So whatever you are able to do, things that you can change, you will do it. And things that you cannot change, right? You cannot change that. If you feel you're not confident or your self-worth is not high because you're only 5.5 feet tall and you should have been 6 feet tall or 6 and above, but you cannot change that overnight. So accept that. If you feel like, my skin color is the reason where I always get discriminated, or my country of origin, or my background, where I come from, all those things. So when you're content, you take a look at things in your life and you accept the fact that here are the things I can change, and you work towards it, and here are the things that I cannot change. So you accept it, do the best you can, and move on, and don't tie your happiness to those things, right? So in summary, find your self-confidence sources. And I've done a video exclusively on what is self-confidence. You may want to go look at that. It's a 9 or 10 minutes video. So define your self-confidence, define your self-worth. Do not use triggers for happiness. Learn to be content, and the most important thing is try to establish a sense of identity of yourself based on who you truly are beyond the body-mind mechanism. So beyond self-confidence, self-worth, also explore self-knowledge, self-experience, and self-realization. That, my friends, is the key to eternal happiness and a sense of bliss and contentment, independent of people, things, desires, events, weather, anything. You're always going to be in that state of happiness if you identify yourself with your true nature. All right, so that's it for today. Hope this helps. I will talk to you in another empty talk video. Until then, love and peace to all. Bye-bye.